Today in this video lecture, we are going to solve a on University Examination Board Class 11th, September 2011 Physics Paper 1. So let's come to our first question in this year. So here we have our first question of this year. The decimal equivalent of 1 over 200 up to 3 significant figures. So in the first option, we have one significant, this is incorrect. We have two significant in option B, this is incorrect. So we have three significants in option C and option D. So if you solve this, 1 over 200 means 2 times 10 raised to the power 2. So it will become 1 over 2 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 2. 0.5 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 2, or simply we will convert this into an ordinary notation. 1 over 200 is 0.005. So the result is 0.005 and 0. So we have three significant figures in this expression. So option C is the right answer. Which of the following pair of physical quantities has the identical dimensional formula? They have same units, or they have same dimensions. So stress and strain. Strain has no dimension, and gravity and gravitational constant, they have different dimensions. So work and energy, they both are measured in joules, so the dimension of these two quantities will be same. So option B is the right answer. Let's come to question number 3. The distance between two adjacent nodes and two adjacent antinodes in a standing wave is known as half of the wavelength. This is node and this is node. So two adjacent nodes will make half of the wavelength. So correct answer is lambda by 2. So option B is our right answer. Let's move to our question number 4. The diagram shows two vectors P and Q having angle theta between them. How is the scalar product of vectors P and Q can be maximized? So the vector product of P and Q, P dot Q, is equals to the magnitude of P, magnitude of Q, and cos of theta. So by increasing the magnitude of the vectors and by making the angle per 0 degree, the magnitude of dot product can be increased. So this is incorrect because at 90-degree dot product is 0. By maximizing the magnitude of P and by maximizing the magnitude of Q. So 1 and 2 both are the conditions that will increase the magnitude of dot product between vector P and vector Q. Let's move to our question number 5. So here we have question number 5. The given figure shows two vectors lying on a plane of the page. Which of the following point will lie into the page? So these two vectors are lying on a rectangular plane, and we have to identify that which vector will lie into the page. Into the page means from my side towards the page. So the correct answer will be A cross B. A cross B by using the right hand rule for the direction of resultant in cross product, that we will hold our right fingers or curved curled fingers of our right hand such that in the direction of A to B. So our thumb will point into the page, and this will be the direction of our resultant vector formed by the cross product of A and B. Then we have question number 6 and 7. A cricket ball is hit by a batsman reaches the maximum height in 3 seconds. Its initial velocity will be. We know that at maximum height, final velocity becomes 0. G is minus 10 meters per second square for body moving upward. Let's calculate the initial velocity. And we have the time. So we know that by using the first equation of motion, Vf equals to Vi plus Gt. So Vi will be equals to Vf minus Gt. So Vf is 0 minus G is 9.8 multiplied by time is 3. So let's multiply 9.8 by 3. 9.8 into 3 is 29.4 seconds. This Z is negative, so our result will be 29.4 seconds. So the correct option is option C. A lorry of mass 20,000 kg traveling at a speed of 20 meters per second. A car of mass 900 kg traveling at a speed of 30 meters per second. At collision, what will be the magnitude of the total momentum? So we have to find the total momentum after collision. According to the law of conservation of momentum, that total momentum after collision is equal to the total momentum before collision. So let's find out the momentum of lorry and of a car. The car mass of car is 900 and the velocity is traveling is at 30 meter per second. So this will be the momentum of car. For the momentum of lorry, it will be equals to 20,000 multiplied by velocity to 20 meters per second. We know that momentum is the vector quantity or velocity is the vector quantity. So let's take this velocity of the car as rightward direction in positive. So the velocity of the lorry with respect to the car will be negative. So if this is negative, so we will solve the total momentum as 900 multiplied by 30 plus 20,000 multiplied by minus 20. So our answer would be 900 multiplied by 330 plus 20,000 multiplied by minus 20. So our result will be 373,000. So the correct answer is option B. We have question number 8 and 9. What is the kinetic energy of 50 gram of bullet traveling at a speed of 50 meters per second? So the mass of the bullet is 50 divided by 1000, that is in kilogram, and the velocity is 50 meter per second. The formula of kinetic energy is mv square over 2. Mass will be 50 over 1000. So 50 over 1000 is equals to 0.05, and this will be multiplied by the velocity v square, 50 square, and finally divided by 2. So we will get 62.5 joules of energy. 62.5 joules. So the expression will be 50 over 1000 multiplied by 50 square and divided by 2. So option B is the right answer. The absolute potential energy of the body in the gravitational field depends on the distance from the earth center. So correct answer is option D. The absolute potential energy in a gravitational field depends on distance from the center of the earth. Let's move to our question number 10. When a ball falls from a height in a non-resistive medium, means there is no friction. So by falling, its height decreases with the increase in velocity. So gain loss in potential energy will be equals to the gain in kinetic energy. So the correct answer is option B, that the energy potential energy lost by the ball will be equal to the gain in kinetic energy of this ball. Then we have question number 11. A mass of 50 kg is lifted to a height of 4 meter. What will be the potential energy if it is allowed to fall halfway down? So we have to find the potential energy of the body at the point this when it has covered half of the distance or half of the height. So total height is 4, and the uh, the potential energy that we need to calculate is the when it has covered the half distance, so means the height of that body will be equals to 2 meters. So this is height, this is gravitational acceleration in meter per second square, and 50 kg is the mass. So we will get answer that equals to 980 joules. So correct answer is option B. Then we have question number 12 and 13. The mean angular velocity omega of the second's hand in the given clock will be. So the formula for the angular velocity is angular displacement over time. So omega is equals to theta over t. So the angular displacement covered by the second's hand in one complete rotation is 2 pi, while the time it takes is 60 seconds. So 2 pi radian divided by 60 seconds will be equals to 1.05 10 raised to the power minus 1 radians per second. So option A is our right answer. Which of the following component of the lift force is used to provide the centripetal force for the turning of the aircraft? Which of the following is insignificant in describing the orbit of Earth satellite? So the formula for the velocity of the Earth satellite is equal, or the radius of the geostationary satellite is equal to gm over r. So as we can see in this formula, that velocity of the satellite orbiting around the Earth is equals to square root of gm over r, where g is the gravitational constant, m is the mass of Earth, and r is the distance from the center of the Earth. While mass of the satellite is insignificant for finding the velocity of the uh, Earth satellite. The viscosity of the liquid decreases with the increase in temperature. So, temperature and viscosity are inversely related. The higher the temperature, less will be the viscosity of the fluid. Option D is the right answer. Let's quickly move to our question number 16. With a small piece of iron falling down in which of the following fluid, it will experience the maximum drag force? So we know that the formula of the drag force F is equals to 6 pi eta, that are constants, and radius and the velocity of the object flowing through that. So, if a small sphere is falling down, then in which of the following fluid it will experience the maximum drag force? So, we have four different materials with the viscosities at 25 degrees centigrade. So as we can see, the viscosity of the fluid maximum will be the drag force. So the maximum fluid viscosity has glycerol has a maximum viscosity, so it will experience, it will apply the greater force on that small space that is flowing through it. Let's come to question number 7 and 17 and 18. Natural frequency of a simple spring mass system depends on which of the following factors. So we know that the frequency of the spring mass system is equals to 1 over 2 pi k over m. This is the our formula for the time period or natural frequency of the spring mass system, where k is the spring constant, m is the mass attached to the spring. So amplitude is the factor that will not affect the frequency of this spring mass system. So 1 and 2, 1 and 3 is the right answer. Let's see question number 18. A simple pendulum has a time period t when suspended from the ceiling of a stationary lift. If the lift descends with a constant acceleration, then what will be its time period? So we know that the at the surface of the earth at a stationary condition, the acceleration is equals to g. For a body moving upward, तो अगर एक्सेलरेटर और लिफ्ट अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रही है और ग्रेविटेशनल एक्सेलरेशन डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में है, तो सिंपल पेंडुलम पे जो नेट एक्सेलरेशन होगी इट विल बी इक्वल टू ए माइनस जी, वाइल अगर एक्सेलरेटर और लिफ्ट डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रही है और ग्रेविटेशनल एक्सेलरेशन भी डाउनवर्ड डायरेक्शन में है, सो द टोटल एक्सेलरेशन विल बी ए प्लस जी. So we know that the time period of the simple pendulum is 2 pi L over G. सो जी के साथ टाइम पीरियड इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल है. टी is inversely proportional to the square root of g. So in this question, the lift descends with the constant acceleration. Lift is moving downward. अगर lift downward move कर रही है तो total acceleration ज़्यादा होगी. So इसका मतलब है जो g है वो ज़्यादा हो जाएगा और g के ज़्यादा होने की वजह से g increases and the time period will decrease. So option C will be the right answer. Let's move to our question number 19 and 20. A girl on a swing increases the amplitude of the swing's oscillation if she moves her legs at the natural frequency of the swing. This is the example of the resonance. इस स्विंग की एक अपनी नेचुरल फ्रीक्वेंसी है और ये गर्ल अपने पाँव से लेग से टू एंड फ्रो मूव करके स्विंग्स के एम्पलीट्यूड को इंक्रीज कर रही है. दिस मीन्स दैट द वाइब्रेशन फॉर्म बाय द गर्ल मैचेस विद द नेचुरल फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ द स्विंग दैट फॉर्म्स अ फिनोमेना ऑफ resonance. So option A is the right answer. To avoid damages in the suspension brace, soldiers are ordered not to march in the unison on them just because of the resonant vibration. If all the soldiers marching in steps and passing through the suspension bridge, there is a risk of matching the natural frequency of that bridge that will start vibrating with a greater amplitude. So the option D is the right answer. Let's come to our question number 21. According to the Doppler effect, if a sound moves away, if a source of sounds move away from the stationary listener, there is a decrease in which of the following quantity. We know that if a source is approaching towards the listener, the sound waves are compressed and frequency increases while the wavelength decreases. Vice versa, if the source is moving away from the stationary listener, the sound waves are expensed, so frequency decreases and the wavelength increases. So we have to find which of the factor will be decreased when when a source of sound is moving away from the stationary listener. So the correct answer would be the frequency, that when a sound moves away from the stationary listener, its wavelength increases while decreasing its frequency. If the stretch strings vibrates in the maximum loop, then keeping the other things constants will be. So as we can see in this diagram that we have one loop here, we have two loops, three loops, four loops, and five loops. So as the number of loops increases, the its frequency or its frequency of the waves increases. So the correct option is option B, that for a standing wave, if we vibrate that string into maximum number of loops, or as the number of loops increases, its frequency also increases. Let's move to our question number 23. What is the path difference of two incident rays in the given figure? So as we can see, this is the X-ray diffraction through X-ray crystal. So in that case, the path difference n lambda is equals to 2d sine theta. So the correct answer is option D. Then we have question number 24 and 25. Which of the following property of light waves is shown in the given diagram? So in this diagram shows that the wave has two components. One is perpendicular, both are perpendicular to each other. When they pass through a vertical polarizer, it passes the vertical component and blocks the horizontal component, and this phenomena shows the transverse nature of light. Which of the following materials allow to light pass through a specific angle of vibration? So, as I have mentioned in question number 24, that light passes through the polarizer, and it blocks one component of the wave and passes the other component. So, this is known as polarizer, that is used in polarization. Let's come to our question number 26. When a mass of air descends in Earth's atmosphere, then it causes. So the correct answer for this question number 26 is option C. That in the Earth atmosphere, when adiabatic heating occurs in the Earth atmosphere, when the air mass descends. Let's see question number 27. The given diagram of a Carnot engine, its efficiency can be increased by. So the formula for the efficiency of a Carnot engine is 1 minus TH over TC. Sorry, it will be such that temperature of a cold body over temperature of the hot body. So how can its efficiency can be increased? So using a perfect gas, raising the temperature of the hot reservoir, raising the temperature of the cold reservoir, or lowering the temperature of the hot reservoir. So by lowering the temperature of cold reservoir, or by raising the temperature of hot reservoir. So this is incorrect. By raising the temperature of cold reservoir, temperature difference will be less. So this is incorrect. So correct answer is raising the temperature of the hot reservoir. Option B is the right answer. Then we have question number 28 and 29. In the given figure, if a thermodynamic system is in equilibrium, then which of the following quantity will remain constant? In the given figure, if a thermodynamic system is in equilibrium, then which of the following quantities will remains constant? So the correct answer is in option D, that entropy, internal energy, pressure, and volume. These are the quantities that will remain constant or remain same in a reversible process or in a thermodynamic equilibrium. So option D is the right answer. The entropy change in any reversible process depends on which of the following factor. So the formula for the entropy change is equals to Q over T, where T is the absolute temperature and Q is the amount of heat. So the factors that influence the entropy are 1 and 2. So option C is our right answer. Then we have question number 30. If the final thermodynamic state of the universe is suggested as heat death, so what will be the entropy of that system? So, what is meant by the heat death? So, the term heat death of the universe is when the universe has reached the state of maximum entropy. This only happens when all the available energies, such as from the hot source, has moved to the places of less energy, such as the cold source. Once this has happened, this means no more work can be extracted from the universe. Everything will be at the lower or the same temperature. So at this stage, this is known as the heat death, where no form of energy can be used to perform work. And at this stage, the entropy of the universe will be maximum. So option C is the right answer of this last question, that is question number 30.